Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on the progress of the Working Bats t-shirts. If you've ordered one, I know quite a few of you have ordered one, and rest assured I have made the order. I am just waiting on my manufacturer to send them to me. It's taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, so I do appreciate your patience and I apologize in advance. But to save all of the emails, I just wanted to let you all know that they are coming. It looks like it's going to happen in May. And for my international audience members, I know it may take a little bit longer to get them to you, but I'll be posting them as soon as I get them, which will hopefully be in the next couple of days. So the moment I get them, which means that it's now inside my control, I'm able to then mail it out to you as soon as possible, which means you guys can get them in May. That is the plan. So I do appreciate your patience and I apologize in advance for the delay. All right. With that all being said, my friends, today we're going to be talking about this whole idea of a double standard that our society has got, especially when it comes to here in Australia. If a black person, an Aboriginal person, or a First Nations person does something to a white person, a European white person like myself, you don't hear anything about it. The media just completely covers it up. But if it's a white person doing something to an Aboriginal person or saying something to an Aboriginal person, you never hear the end of it. It is a constant attack on white people. They're racist. We're horrible individuals, you name it. But when the shoe is on the other foot, let's say, you don't hear anything about it. Because recently a woman has been charged after she vandalized and went after Peter Dutton's Arana Hills office. She targeted it with graffiti. Honestly, what is wrong with these people? And the media quickly covered it up. You didn't really hear too much about this. And the mainstream media that did actually post this story, they decided to blur out what she said on his office. She put fake blood on his windows, as if to say that Peter Dutton's got blood on his hands. These kinds of attacks from left-leaning activist types are crazy, and they're also unacceptable. They're unhinged individuals. And me, as an Australian, seeing this, I'm going, when is the left going to call out the left for their craziness? But they won't. Albanese won't. He'll call Peter Dutton and say, oh, no, this is uncalled for. I'm glad you're safe. But yet he's responsible for the division. Peter Dutton will say things that most Australians are actually thinking about, like one flag, one nation, and we don't need to have these welcome to country ceremonies. None of that rubbish. And also, we need to just have one flag. That is important. We need to stop the division. But yet, on Albanese's side, he's causing the division even more. The whole Voice to Parliament referendum was a huge division for Australians. It pitted Australians against Australians. Why is it that I'm seeing loads of actual Indigenous Australians wake up and realize that you've got some very, very unhinged, victim-claiming people that are just going after systems, let's say, politicians, and also everyday Australians, and saying, we're better than you. No, no one's better than anyone. Thank you very much. We're all Australians. And just because you claim to be part of the First Nations debate, right? First Nations, you are a descendant, albeit way, way far down the line, right? And also, me having to pay for literally everything. What have you done? You're given everything, and then you still claim to be the victim. And then you have people like this that will see an opportunity to attack, and somehow the double standards get overlooked. I don't get it. Why is it that a woman can deface and go after Peter Dutton with horrible language? She puts up always was, always will be Aboriginal land. F you, white scum. An Aboriginal woman, unhinged. F you, Peter Dutton. You're white scum, apparently, that wants to unite Australia. Now, I'm in no way trying to say that Peter Dutton is the right choice for Australia, but I'm saying what he wants to do or what he's trying to do. The one thing I can agree with him on is the one flag, one Australia. We don't need to have all these welcome to country ceremonies every 5 bloody seconds either. No, thank you. But what would these people do if it was on the other foot? If Peter Dutton had done the exact same thing to this Aboriginal woman, the media would have an absolute field day. He would lose enormously. That's politics for you. It's so volatile. But yet, Peter Dutton can be attacked by an Aboriginal woman that is probably part of the Greens camp. And if you see, these are the Greens, people. These are the dingbats that some Australians, unfortunately, are voting for. People in this photo, right? The Greens are the most unhinged party in Australia. They are nut jobs. That is putting it lightly. Their policies, what policies? They've got nothing. They've got a radical agenda that tries to separate Australians. They will claim that they know what they're doing and know what they're talking about, and really they've got no idea at all. They want this utopia for themselves. They're basically worse than hippies, right? Hippies were let live and be free and smoke weed every day and all that other stuff that went along with it. But these people, radical gender ideology, radical prayer laws, all this stuff that you don't want in a healthy, functioning democracy. This is the Communist Party of Australia, believe it or not. And just look at them. Like, I call them the Dingbat Party. Okay? So why is it that, again, I'll say this, why is it that an Aboriginal woman is allowed to deface the office of a opposition leader? Why is it that she can do that, be completely racist? That's totally fine, according to the radical leftists like Albanese. But imagine if it was swapped, if it was reversed. Lots of people in the comments were going, a lot of Greens politicians are property investors. They love to play the game with corruption, right? And why is it that 7 News has blurred out the always was, always will be Aboriginal land? All right, if you want to go on that sort of logic, the always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Apparently, Australia is owned by the Aboriginals. I fail to see how that is accurate, because it's not racist at all, ladies and gentlemen. It's just fact, because no one owns Australia. We are all Australians. We're all one. At least we should be. But you got these people that get angry at our descendants for coming and making society a lot better, making Australia for what it is, making it an actual haven. All right, if you want to go back to always was, always will be rhetoric, let's go back to the original Australia. Let's go back to Aboriginals killing Aboriginals. Let's go back to disease and famine and poverty. And, well, not much has... no, I'm not going to finish that sentence. But anyway, I guess you guys can see where I was going with it. But let's go back to your always was, always will be, and see how that turns out, right? Because I guarantee you it's not going to turn out very well. I saw a photo, what the original Aboriginal looks like and what we've got today. You got people, white people, look as white as me, and they'll claim to have like a tiny bit of Indigenous heritage, and then they get all the benefits. And they're the ones, most of the time, they're the dingbats that are claiming to be oppressed. They want reparations. They want so much. And they're also the ones that will do crazy stuff like this, like the face Peter Dutton's Aria Hills office. They'll be the ones that will attack him for saying we need one Australia. Politics has become a very volatile game, hasn't it? But it's only because you've got one party, or both parties are pretty much the same, but you got one party in particular, like the Greens Party, which will be all about this. Wouldn't surprise me if it was actual Green supporter that did this, claiming to be Aboriginal and all that, but because they're really unhinged. But they're also for Palestine or Hamas, more like it. They're crazy. And yet people are voting for them because they think they're the way of the future. Right. We're in a lot of trouble, people. Politicians are corrupt. Dutton knows how to play the game. Albanese knows how to play the game. They know how to do the double standard thing. The media knows how to do it. When it comes to property, their property portfolios, same deal. There's so much corruption. No one really knows who to trust. And the double standards, I'm getting sick and tired of it. Don't know about you. But now is a time for you guys to make a change in Australia. I don't think that much is really going to change on Saturday. You still got the major parties, Liberal and Labor, but the independents are climbing. And that's probably a good thing. The smaller parties. And hopefully the Greens, oh boy, we don't want them in at all. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.